All right. Welcome everyone to the Abundant Yoga Community annual board meeting and annual membership meeting. Today we're very excited to share with you all that we've been up to. So I'd like to share the agenda. Tracy. There we go. Okay. So, as you see here, we're going to go through just different reports from the executive director and the president to the projects and proposal, marketing, membership, finance committee. And then at the end, we'll get through some how you can help and questions and answers if you have any. So we'll start this with the executive director's report, and in the president's report, I'll introduce our folks here, but we'll have Tracy start out with the executive director's report.
Thank you, Lucy. Welcome, everyone. I'm also very excited to be here, and I'm going to start this part by actually discussing the mission of the Abundant Yoga Community, which was founded in 2019. So our mission is to reach people who might have limited access to commercial yoga studios due to financial or geographical constraints. We help yoga teachers, health workers, schools, and yoga studios bring yoga to more individuals and groups within our communities. So as executive director, I oversee the day-to-day operations of AYC and work closely with our board and committees to keep us aligned with our mission. That's why I wanted to share the mission right away. It's a huge focus of everything that we do, which I'll talk about in a second more. When I look back on 2025, the word that stands out to me is stabilization. So this year we focused on strengthening and steadying the organization. We strengthened infrastructure, we improved systems, and we made disciplined decisions about where to focus our energy. So each committee will share their specific accomplishments, but from an organizational perspective, here are a few takeaways from myself. First is our mission. We stayed committed to accessible yoga. So every program, every partnership, every funding decision, every event, everything that we do just comes right back to this mission. And if we're helping to increase and make yoga accessible, which keeps us grounded and focused. And honestly, I think that's what makes a small organization such a powerhouse. Like we have a very clear focus mission. Second is financial stewardship. So we maintained stability and continued directing the majority of our resources towards programming and scholarships. We also transitioned to a nonprofit specific accounting system, which strengthens transparency and positions us well for future grant opportunities. And third is strategic disciplines. We made thoughtful choices this year, including pausing certain expansion efforts as a volunteer-run organization. We have to be realistic about our capacity. So this year we focused on doing a few things really well. So as I reflect on this year, I'm deeply grateful for our board, committee members, teachers, and volunteers. So thank you for the time and energy you continue to give this mission. So where is this work taking place in our community? We provide service in the St. Croix Valley area of Wisconsin and Minnesota. We are in schools working with students and staff. We are in the community. We work with individuals in our local communities and also with yoga teachers who teach underserved communities. And here is a map showing our service area. So we are in the counties. So we Abundant Yoga Community is anchored, I guess, here in Pierce County. That's where that's where I live, and that's the address of Abundant Yoga Community. So we're in Pierce County, and then kind of moving up. So this is starting at the bottom and going up. St. Croix County, Washington, Polk, Chisago, Burnett, Pine, and Douglas. So these are all the areas that we service. And how are we able to provide these services? Through personal annual memberships and business annual memberships. Also through donations, grants, fundraising, and because of all of our volunteers. And now you'll hear again from Lucy regarding the President's Report.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. So I'm going to do the President's Report and also introduce the board. Let me just pull that up as I do that. Okay, so as the president of Abundant Yoga Community, my role is to help share our agendas, facilitate executive board meetings, and support our officers, committees, and administrative operations. So our work stays aligned and continues to move forward smoothly. This year, we also made some important updates to our bylaws that included moving the annual meeting from October to February. And because of that change, there was no annual meeting in 2025, but we're excited to now be fully aligned on a consistent schedule moving forward. So I'm happy to share that our executive board is strong, committed, and stable, and with more continuity and less turnover than we've seen in recent years. I wanted to sincerely thank Corey Hildebrandt and Wendy Moss, who recently completed their terms as board members at large. Tracy Mortensen, Aaron Austin, Aaron Stamets, and I were all voted in for additional terms, which gives us really helpful consistency as we continue to grow. So now I'd like to introduce our board and their roles. Board members are encouraged to serve on at least one committee, so many of the names will come up again as you hear committee updates later. So you've already met Tracy, our executive director, and Tracy oversees AYC's day-to-day operations and finances, and she supports all of our committees and leads the marketing and promotion efforts and plays a key role in membership growth. She's actively involved in all the committees, which include the Membership and Fundraising Committee, the Project and Proposal Committee, the Marketing and Website Committee, and the Finance Committee. And I've already introduced myself. So our Vice President is Barrett Eider, and I love this word, she presides. So Tracy, next slide. We're going to get a picture of Barrett. So you'll see Barrett and our other people within the little gallery, but we also have some great pictures of our people. So Barrett takes over when I'm unavailable, and she supports all the updates to the bylaws. She works closely with me on administrative operations and all of that continuity. She also chairs the Marketing and Website Committee, bringing creativity and consistency to how we communicate and connect with our community. And then we have Kristen over there on the other side of the picture. And Kristen Forsyth is our secretary, and she really keeps us organized and on track. She attends all the board meetings, records all the minutes, helps ensure materials and reports are gathered in advance, and keeps meeting aligned with our bylaws. Kristen also maintains AYC's shared documents and serves on the Marketing and Website Committee. Michelle Kraft, who unfortunately was unable to be with us today, is our treasurer, and she continues to do an exceptional job overseeing AYC's finances. She monitors the assets and liabilities and ensures annual audits are completed, provides regular financial reports, and chairs the Finance Committee with clarity and care. Aaron Austin, do we have... Is there a picture of Aaron? We don't have a picture of Aaron. Oh, okay. Sorry, Aaron. and the rest of you, you'll see them up in the gallery. Erin Austin, who's been with AYC since its inception, serves as a board member at large and is an active member of the Projects and Proposal Committee. Also with us nearly from the beginning is Kelsey Kaufman, a board member at large who contributes her time and creativity to the Marketing and Website Committee. Erin Stamets, another long-standing board member, chairs the Membership and Fundraising Committee and plays a vital role in strengthening and growing our community. And with Corey and Wendy completing their terms, we're thrilled to welcome Kelly Brenna and Angela Kaiser Holbrook as new board members at large. Both have already jumped in by joining the Membership and Fundraising Committee, and we're grateful for their enthusiasm and leadership. I also want to thank our committee volunteers. On the Marketing and Website Committee, we have Barrett, Kelsey, Tracy, and Heather Marquardt, who's up in our gallery today. Thanks for coming, Heather. And with gratitude, Neely Morrison and Lakin Bow for their past service. They've been pretty involved in these last couple of years. On the Projects and Proposal Committee, there's myself, Tracy, Erin, and another volunteer, Marilyn Culver, who's not with us today. We had to say goodbye to Jennifer Mason and Kathy Metcalf, who helped us out in these past couple of years and for their past service. On the Membership and Fundraising Committee, we have Tracy, Erin, Kelly Brenna, and Angela Kaiser Holbrook. And then on the Finance Committee is Michelle and Tracy. And finally, thank you to the teachers who taught in our programs this year, Tracy, Allie Merrick, Marie Clark, Marilyn Culver, and Samantha Foster. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in my next report. And thank you all for being here today. I'm truly grateful for your time and your care and your continued involvement in AYC. This community really does thrive because of you, the membership, and our volunteers. All right. Am I up again? Oh, you guys get to keep hearing from me. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So the Project and Proposal Committee. So on the Project and Proposal Committee, to remind you, are me, Tracy, Erin, and Marilyn Culver. I'm the chairperson of this committee, so I get to give you the report. So the Project and Proposal Committee does a bulk of the projects for AYC and reports directly to the Board of Directors and plays a key role in advancing Abundant Yoga Community's mission to make yoga accessible to those who face financial and geographic barriers. Our work centers on thoughtful stewardship of resources, meaningful partnerships, and programs that reflect the real need of our communities. Through this committee, we review grants and scholarships and submitted through the website, follow up with the applicants, and present requests to the board for approval when needed. We support all the applicants after the approval, maintaining communication and collecting program data and feedback. And we also develop signature AYC programs that can be adapted to a variety of settings. We maintain a list of potential and tentative programs that align with our mission, and we apply for grants that support AYC programming goals. We also help maintain the best practices manuals to document procedures and ensure consistency and transparency. So scholarships, since October of 2024, which was our last meeting, AYC has funded 17 individual scholarships for community members who may not otherwise have access to yoga. Committee members Tracy and Marilyn have streamlined the application process and importantly take time to personally connect with each applicant to ensure that they are matched with an experience that best meets their individual needs. Most of the scholarship recipients receive a class package at one of our partnering studios, allowing them to attend multiple classes and build a sense of connection and belonging with the yoga community. Tracy and Marilyn also follow up with all of those participants after their experience to gather feedback and explore ways that AYC can continue to support their practice if they wish to continue. The studio partnerships. So in early 2025, the committee made a strategic decision to pause actively recruiting new studio partnerships and instead deepen the relationships with our existing partners. And our existing partners are Inspiring Actions both in Hudson and River Falls, Healing Roots Wellness Center in River Falls, and Jensa Studio in Baldwin. And in collaboration with the marketing committee, we transferred responsibilities from supporting and growing studio partnerships to their team. And their team really has the strengths and are well suited to nurture these relationships and share the unique offerings of each studio. And this collaboration then allows the project and proposal committee to focus more fully on securing funding through grants and supporting program sustainability. So we're excited to report that each partnering studio continues to offer one Karma Yoga class, which is a free class per month, directly supporting AYC's mission to make yoga accessible to everyone. So I said I talk a little bit more about this, and these are the teacher grants. So another important focus of the committee has been providing grants for teachers serving underserved populations. And in 2025, AYC completed funding for the following teacher-led projects, and we're deeply, deeply grateful for their service. So first, and you may have heard this if you came to our last meeting, we sponsored a Yoga for Underserved Communities in Polk County with teacher Marie Clark. And since 2023, AYC supported Marie's effort to bring chair and mat yoga to underserved communities through library-based classes in Luck and Milltown, Wisconsin. In 2025, these programs became self-sustaining, and Marie continues to work independently, an outcome that we celebrate as a measure of long-term impact. The next, the Yoga for Assisted Living residents in Lake Elmo, Minnesota. Those classes were taught by Marilyn Culver. And Marilyn's grant supported weekly yoga classes for residents in an assisted living community, many of whom experience limited mobility, chronic health conditions, and cognitive challenges. This population is often overlooked, and this program offered consistent, compassionate movement and connection. And Marilyn continues to offer those classes without our assistance today. Teen yoga at Renaissance Academy in River Falls, Wisconsin was led by Tracy Mortensen. In collaboration with the River Falls School District, Tracy taught a weekly yoga class for students at the Renaissance Academy, supporting emotional regulation, stress management, and overall well-being. And there's some thoughts about continuing that program there. We also recently sponsored a virtual yoga session for a nurse well-being event with Sam Foster. Following a radio interview on the Well Wisconsin podcast featuring our committee member and board member at large, Aaron Austin, AYC was invited to collaborate with the Wisconsin Peer Alliance for Nurses in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. And although this location falls outside of our usual service area, Tracy worked with the organizers to arrange a 20-minute virtual class taught by Sam. And then the recording remains the property of AYC and is now available on our YouTube channel, extending its reach and impact. Take a sip of water. So, due to limited funding, the committee made the difficult but responsible decision to temporarily suspend the teacher grants while focusing on sustainability and long-term planning. Looking ahead, as funding allows, we plan to budget for 2 teacher grants annually. This year, we also developed a clear decision rubric for teacher grants aligned with best practices in the field to guide future decisions, funding decisions. I'm talking too much. Okay. So grant funding. Securing grant funding remains a top priority for this committee. In 2025, significant efforts went into strengthening our grant readiness by creating data-driven program evaluations, centralizing program data for accessibility, developing a comprehensive spreadsheet of local grants and deadlines, and organizing all grant application materials in a single ready-to-use document. While we didn't receive any grant funding in 2025, These foundational efforts position AYC more strongly for future opportunities. Digital accessibility. We continue to expand and optimize AYC's YouTube channel, ensuring that free, accessible yoga and meditation content is easy to find and available to anyone, regardless of location or income. Okay, so we extend sincere thanks to committee members Jennifer Mason and Kathy Metcalf for their service this past year. We're currently seeking new committee members and would especially welcome someone with experience in grant writing to support this next phase of growth. Our goals for the coming year include securing grant funding to support long-term financial stability and sustainability, and expanding the YouTube library with a wide range of free yoga and meditation offerings, and to restart the AYC teacher grant program. So as president of the Abundant Yoga community, I'm continually inspired by the work of the Projects and Proposal Committee and how it reflects the heart of our organization. Each scholarship, partnership, and program represents a belief that yoga is not a luxury, but a resource for well-being, connection, and resilience. This committee's careful attention to access, sustainability, and relationship building ensures that our mission is lived out in practical, human-centered ways. As AYC continues to grow, this work helps us stay rooted in our values while expanding our research, so that more people in more places can experience the benefits of yoga in a way that feels welcoming, inclusive, and supportive. Thank you so much. I am done. And we have next Barrett, who is going to give us the marketing and website committee report.
Thank you, Lucy. I'll just go through who we are, what we do, some of the improvements that we're making, our social media, constant contacts, which is our email, listserv, talk a little bit about our YouTube channel, expand on that a little bit more from Lucy, and our goals for 2026. So the purpose of the Marketing and Website Committee is to promote, advertise, and increase awareness of Abundant Yoga Community's mission, programming, and offerings. At the time of this report being written, the Marketing Committee consists of myself as the chair, Kelsey Kaufman, Tracy Mortensen, Kristen Forsyth, and Heather Marcourt. The goal for us as a committee is to meet once a month, typically on the third Friday of the month, and meetings are held either in person or on Zoom. They're about an hour, and as a committee member, you are expected to have an additional maybe 1 to 2 hours of volunteer time before the next meeting. So on average, it's about 2 to 3 hours a month for committee members. Volunteer duties include creating and posting to our social media platforms, keeping the website and calendar up to date, distributing flyers in the local community bulletin boards. So we are currently seeking additional members. So if you are interested in joining, you can definitely reach out to me. So our charter is we are charged with to meet at least once per month, keep meeting minutes, and submit a committee report to the board when called by the secretary. Use and maintain the AYC events planning sheets. We are also charged with creating 4 to 8 social media posts per month related to the current and upcoming Karma Yoga as listed on our AYC events planning sheets. Additional posts can be made we do like inspirational quotes or anything else. Sometimes we also will advertise for our upcoming events with our partnering studios. We're also to send out at least one constant contact newsletter per month to update subscribers and promote our programming events and our gold business members. We are to maintain our subscriber list on constant contact. We are also to create, print, and distribute AYC flyers for annual meetings and events using like our volunteer name sheet or reaching out to volunteers to help distribute flyers. We'll also do website updates as needed. Then we organize and lead volunteers for vendor events as needed as well. So we use the volunteer names that we currently have, and we reach out to volunteers to help set up, tear down, and sit at the booths. We utilize the tote of this, all the swag that we have, and we'll update those items as needed too. Moving on to email for 2025, the marketing committee creates and sends email campaigns through Constant Contact, which is also linked to our Facebook posts. So thank you everyone for taking the time to open our emails and newsletters. We have 234 subscribers, and we have a 54% open rate, which is pretty huge. The industry standard is like the average for open rate is about 17%. So 54% is wonderful. For our social media, so like I said, we'll be posting weekly on Facebook and Instagram. In 2025, the marketing committee posted an average of 6 posts per week to our Facebook and Instagram pages. We can cross post, so some things that'll go onto Facebook will also just get posted over to Instagram to reach more folks. We currently have 453 followers on Facebook and 171 followers on Instagram. So if you haven't already, please like and share our pages. And a couple more highlights here. The marketing committee has created a timeline spreadsheet to track promotions of events and fundraising campaigns for 2026. So this is part of some of the improvements that we're making for this year. This will hopefully streamline our social media posts, emails, and flyers, so members of the marketing committee have clear deadlines, a planning timeline, and take the guesswork out of our promotion. We hope to increase our engagement and fundraising capacity just based on our increase in post and just consistency. We very much thank Neely and Lakin for all of their incredible work they have done in their time on the committee, and we have welcomed Heather to the committee in the last few months. For emails, this was at the end of my here. I just wanted to point out, so we were on goal for our emails for 2025. We averaged about 1.7 emails per month. Our goal is at least 1 email per month. So we were a little bit over that, hopefully increasing that for 2026 as well. And for YouTube, as the marketing committee will be increasing our advertisement of our YouTube page, hoping to promote what's currently there. We have a yoga nidra, chair yoga, and then a couple pose breakdowns as well. So a lot of good information there, and we'll be adding additional posts to our social media for that. So I think that is all I have.
Great. Thank you so much, Barrett. So now we're going to move on to the Membership and Fundraising Committee report with Erin Stamets.
Thank you. Throw my glasses on here. So the Membership and Fundraising Committee is charged with recruiting new members, both individual and at the business level, as well as fundraising efforts, community education, and increased visibility of AYC throughout the communities we serve. The current committee for the Membership and Fundraising Committee is myself, Tracy Mortensen, Kelly Brenna, and Angela Kaiser. Corey, sorry, I'm just gonna switch this here. Corey Hildebrandt, as mentioned before, was a longtime member of our committee. She moved on from AYC last fall, but we would like to acknowledge her years of dedication to our mission. She did a lot of great work while she was with us, so thank you, Corey. Our committee meets the 4th Tuesday of every month at 11:30 for usually about an hour. And one of the common themes seems to be that we're always looking for new members. So that holds true to our committee as well, where we'd welcome anybody who's interested in joining us and maybe has a special knack for fundraising or recruiting people. So the hallmark of our 2025 for our committee was our Fall for Yoga annual event fundraiser, which was hosted on September 28th of 2025, this past fall. The event included local vendors, a variety of raffle items, several mini sessions facilitated by volunteer instructors. It was a very successful fundraiser, and through the sale of raffle tickets, vendor fees, and new memberships, AYC made a profit of almost $1,400, which was a notable 200% increase over our last annual event. So consider that a big win for us. And we really look forward to building upon the success of that event as we plan for future membership and fundraising opportunities. Going on to memberships, like I stated earlier, sorry, that's my dog. We try to bring on both personal and business memberships, but one of our focuses for this year is going to be bringing on more business memberships. We're kind of feeling like that is going to be kind of the best use of our time right now. And most recently, Patax here in River Falls that moved into River Falls this past year came on as our new business membership. So we'd like to thank them for their support. And we're hoping that's just the beginning of bringing on many more local businesses into our membership family. Also, kind of along those lines, one of the things we're working on right now is a process for writing up best practices for when we do bring on new business memberships, and that will be in coordination probably with the marketing committee, because that's going to involve bringing on logos and that kind of thing for our websites. And so we're in the process of writing up best practices for that right now. In terms of upcoming events, we have the Earth Fest in April, so in a few months here. This, I believe, will be our third, maybe our fourth time doing the Earth Fest, our third time for sure. We did it last year. It's a really fun event over at the university here in River Falls, where we get to do a lot of education about AYC and interface with many community members. It's a very popular event, and so that's one that we look forward to every year. And if anybody on the board wants to help out with that, we'll be looking for people to come and hang out at the table with us. It's kind of an all-day thing. So if anybody is planning to be there already and wants to, take a little shift or whatever, that would be great. And then the next big thing will be our annual event, which will be coming up at the end of September 2026. So we'll be working hard on that over the summer, and more to come on that. So our goals for 2026, as kind of stated earlier, is really to increase our business memberships. That's really something we're going to try to hone in on, and hopefully by the end of the year, we have a handful of new business memberships to show for those efforts, as well as strengthening relationships with our current partnering studios, and hopefully bringing on one or two new partnering studios. And we've been in talks with a few other studios between mostly River Falls and Hudson. And so hopefully some of that will come to fruition in the coming months. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, and then of course, the annual event, just having another successful annual event here in 2026, of course, is a big goal, and we feel very confident that we'll be able to build on the success of our last annual event and make the next one even better. As always, we're open to suggestions and ideas from anybody around fundraising or membership efforts. We know this takes a village, and while bringing on Angela and Kelly onto our committee has brought a lot of really fresh, wonderful new ideas and enthusiasm, which has been great. We're open always to anybody else's ideas or suggestions around fundraising, because we oftentimes don't know all the opportunities out there. So I think that's all that I have. And thank you. Thanks for listening.
All right.
All right. So we're moving on to the Finance Committee and Treasurer's Report. And this is going to be presented today by Tracy.
All right. Hello again. I just wanted to preface this by saying that this committee, the Finance Committee, is the smallest committee on AYC, and finance can be very fun. And we are also looking for committee members. So as you're listening to this report, just think how much fun you could have if you were a part of this committee, and just how much you could learn and all the things. So with that being said, um, the members of the Finance Committee include me, Michelle Kraft, who is our treasurer. Corey Hildebrandt was on this committee as well. She was a board member at large. She left this committee in the fall of 2025, and we appreciate her contributions over the years. The Finance Committee meets bi-monthly via Zoom on the third Tuesday of the month, which is opposite of the board meetings. The AYC's bylaws state that the treasurer is the chair of the Finance Committee. The Finance Committee is charged to develop and review fiscal procedures and the annual budget, submit an annual report to the board showing income, expenditures, and pending income, make the financial records of the organization public and available upon request to membership, board members, and the public, to vote on expenditures without an executive board vote of less than $200 to move projects forward, and then to support the treasurer who maintains and oversees all finances of AYC. The treasurer balances the bank accounts monthly and categorizes income and expenses appropriately. Make recommendations to the board concerning the assets and liabilities of AYC. Ensure that an audit or review of the books is performed in accordance with Wisconsin statutes. Report the financial condition of AYC at each board meeting, and to provide an annual report at the annual meeting. Fun, right? Just take it in, take it in.
You made that sound so fun, Tracy. Thank you.
I know. Well, that was that, and here we go. Oh yeah, I got slides. I got pictures. See, Finance Committee is the one that comes with pictures. See? Okay, so our total assets include cash and investments totaling, the total is 11.7 thousand. Our cash has remained stable, and we've been able to maintain the $10,000 investment in Edward Jones and earned $436 in interest in 2025, which is about a 4.23, approximately 4.23% return. So that is nice. So it's always fun to see that big chunk as our cushion. And then another picture. Income, our total contributions were up 34% from 2024. So our total contributions are donations received through fundraising efforts. Total memberships were down 30% from 2024 because we did not hold a membership drive in 2025 as we were transitioning to our new accounting system. All right, make sure all right, this is my favorite picture. Expenses, which our largest expense category was programming and scholarships, making up to 70% of total expenditures, which exceeds the industry standard of 65%. That means that 70% of the money that we bring in goes directly to our mission. So I just love to show you that. A AYC is staffed 100% by volunteers, which enables the organization to be efficient, allowing our funds to be used for our mission. So 2025, Michelle and I worked really hard to transition AYC from QuickBooks to Aplos, which is designed to support nonprofits. And this really opened up the ability for us to run AYC more efficiently. And Michelle has also been such a great asset to this organization with her nonprofit corporate accounting background. She's so knowledgeable. She's been so great to work with. It was her idea. She initiated the transition from QuickBooks to Aplos. And although we're still learning it and we're still implementing some things, so far it's been really, really positive. We're so grateful to have her as treasurer. And let me just state one more time that we're a small team of 2 and would love to welcome 1 to 2 more people to this committee. And it'll be fun. Okay, so our 2026 goals are now after this meeting, we want to actually firm up our 2026 official annual budget. And we want to designate fund accounts for personal scholarships and grants, which will support us better in our decision making. So what that means is when per every dollar that comes in, we will designate a percentage that we will put towards personal scholarships and towards teacher grants to better allocate those dollars. So we'll have those banked in different funds, and we'll always be able to know how much money we have available for each of those categories. So that's a goal I think a lot of us here are excited to have that implemented. So that is all that I have for the Fund Finance Committee. And I think I'm still talking to the next slide. Do you need to introduce me or can I keep talking, Luce?
No, you can keep going after that. Yeah, go.
Okay. We do have a picture of Erin.
Oh, there's Erin.
There she
Yes.
is. We'll have to get the other ones. Okay, so by now you're probably wondering, how can I join or donate? So as mentioned, Abundant Yoga is highly supported by personal and business memberships. So a personal annual membership can be as low, you can help support the organization for as little as $20 per year and up to $100. These are memberships that you can put reoccurring and you don't have to think about it ever again. Can just be reoccurring. Business annual memberships are $100 to $300. And we also accept one-time donations, attending a fundraising event. So some of the events were mentioned through this presentation. So we'd love to have more and more people attend our events and talk about them and spread them word of mouth. And then volunteering. You've heard over and over about how this organization could not be made possible without all of these lovely volunteers that you're seeing here today and many that aren't able to be here today. But it can be a volunteer for a one-time event, or you could be on a committee and be a part of this all year round. We do have a suggestion box on our website. If you are sitting there and thinking, oh, I have this idea, how do I get it to somebody that will hear it? Just go to our website. We would love to hear your ideas. And
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And so now, after all those presentations, we just open it up for any questions that anybody who's here, including board members, if you have any questions or things that you think would be good to clarify or highlight. So if anybody's got anything, feel free to, I don't know, do we raise a hand? Do we unmute? Or are my teachers in the crowd? Unmute. I can't see everyone. So maybe unmute and just talk. Aaron Austin, I see you unmuted and your hand is raised.
Yeah, I just want to point out that on the bottom bar, there's a little heart and it says react. So if you click on that, there's the option to raise your hand.
Huh? Okay. And I got a notice that you raised your hand. So good. All right. Thank you.
Since you asked teachers in the
Yes,
group.
teacher.
And then you
Thank
click
you,
a
teacher.
button to lower your hand.
Oh, you have to lower your hand. Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Anybody have anything? Question, comment? Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. This will be recorded and posted on our YouTube channel. So if you want to rewatch it, you can. It'll be there for you. So now the board members will stay on for a brief meeting after this. And those of you that came to watch and participate, thank you so much for showing up. And I am going to call this meeting to an end. So could I have a motion to adjourn? Board members?
I'll motion to adjourn.
All right. Can I have a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Thank you. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Okay. Thank you to our people that showed up. Feel free to just end the meeting for yourself, and then we will continue our meeting. Thanks, Heather.
Stop recording.